Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Tower of Doom stream, week 23, day 3. So today, we got two main things going on. The biggest one, of course, is we got a new pet today. This pet, gosh, they had this pet made for years now. Actually, a lot of the pets have been like that. But they've been teasing this for years now as well, because they sometimes use it on their streams because they had like a dev build. But anyways, we finally got the Zhul'kari little spider pet. I believe it's the first spider pet in the game. Would have been cool if we had this a little bit closer to Halloween though, but I guess the Zhul'kari event wasn't going to be near Halloween because it's probably not coming back again till like early next year with how kingdoms are and how separated they are due to how many there are in the game, and we only get one per week. But anyways, yeah, Zhul'kari bonus is being added to the game with this cute little pet. Make sure to go get that. You'll still be able to get this after the fact. However, it is much easier to get it now because it isn't a cosmetic pet, so it will still be available into the future. However, you still want to get it because it actually gives you a bonus. Zhul'kari bonus, not too often used, but you might be able to get a little bit out of it. If nothing else, if you're using Arachne Weaver plus Orb Weaver, you do get a bonus in that situation because Kingdom bonuses work only with 2 troops. They work 2, 3, and 4. It works with the lowest amount of troops of any of the typing combinations. So, yeah, if you're just using Orb Weaver with Arachne Weaver, yeah, that's right, Orb Weaver with Life and Death with Arachne Weaver, you would be getting a small bonus, and this pet would be giving you a slightly higher small bonus onto that bonus. So, yeah, definitely worth considering. If nothing else, it'll help that one Guild War team. The team that normally gets used on is this, which I actually probably should have showed for the video. Not that one. Actually, yeah, that one. This one right here. Lamishtu, Life and Death, set to Orb Weaver, Arachne Weaver, and King Averlon. This is one of the combinations, and you tend to switch out the first slot depending on what Guild War Defend day you end up using it on. But yeah, this one of the kind of standard Life and Death teams. They can be very, very annoying. I feel like people are getting better and better at countering it, though. There's definitely plenty of counters to it. It's a little bit harder to do on specific Guild War days to counter it out compared to just like normal PvP. But yeah, you actually do get a Arachnia bonus from this, or Zhul'kari, I mean. As you see right here, we are currently getting a Zhul'kari magic, and if we were to have that pet, that 1 magic will go to 2 magic, which, hey, that makes a bit of a difference. 2 magic instead of 1. We also end up getting 2 attack instead of 1. So yeah, overall, not that bad. Because I forgot, you get the tier, the other little tier thingy, and that could be even higher too. I don't even have Zhul'kari upgraded. So that one can actually be higher. So yeah, you get a little bit of bonus here and there. It actually, that's kind of one of the interesting things about Kingdom pets too now. They actually increase 2 different bonuses rather than 1. You'll notice that both of these have no pet here. However, as soon as we go do that pet a little bit later to stream, we will. And I'll go show exactly that. As you can see, it's still 1 and 1 right now with no pet on top of them. Anyways, let's start with Tower of Doom. I believe we are in striking range of completing Tower of Doom. Pretty sure. I think we have to do the 5 here. Then we have 3 fireballs. Gosh, I think we almost need to do like 0 battles between 3 fireballs and a heroism. Also, we got our major orb. Let's see what we get from that. Hopefully something good. Something juicy. I likes to watch is the is the title. Gosh, and a useless orb. That's a funny title. And there we go. Well, that's almost full completion. Technically, getting all rewards is not full completion for Tower of Doom. As you saw right there, we got stage 12. With most events, you would stop here. However, Tower of Doom is a bit different because up until the end of the 25th floor, you do end up getting a scroll which can upgrade the colored weapons. So you normally do want to do the 25th completion, which means going all the way to floor 26. So even if you have all rewards, this is pretty much the only event where you actually go further than that, simply because, or one of the few, I guess technically Delves too. But it's one of the few events where you actually keep going further, even if you have them all done. You don't keep going further forever, but up till 26, up until 25th floor's completion, which is what we're going to do right now. Anyways, let me go say hello. I didn't say hello to chat yet. Hello, everyone. Hope all of you been doing well. Hello, John. Hello, JF. Hello, Birdleaf. Hello, Yolk. Hello, Casey. Hello, Isabel. Hello, J-Dog. And hello, Bernice. Welcome, everyone. Trying to get the Mythic? You feel your keys are broken? Yeah, it can happen sometimes, where you go a lot of keys without getting it. Even opening 1,000 or 2,000 isn't necessarily a guarantee that you'd get it, though it is a pretty good chance at that point. Anyways, let's go see what we need to go do. Hopefully my guild has it posted. Perfect. What are we on? 21? 21. Okay, 21. What do we need? We need 3, 4, 5. That's what I thought. And then we do battle 5. Just wanted to double check. So we're currently still using this. I'm just using a Skull Spam Mang team. If you don't have Zugaf, you could use Divine Ishbala. You use Keeper Souls. You could use pretty much any Skull Spammer in the game. I just happen to be using Zugaf because we can. I'll throw that down for now. Grab a red. Get our destroy that we need. Unfortunately, not enough red for the extra turn, but I'll get rid of his summoner just so we don't have to deal with that. No extra turn there, surprisingly. We'll go board clear again. Gotta be careful with that high skull damage. They can actually one-shot me here. Trying to find a brown. Looks like we're just gonna have to kill it that way then. And it should be a match. Yeah, there we go. And even if it wasn't, it was still an extra turn, so we still had a skull follow-up to kill it out. Hello, Cinnamon. Hello, Supplement. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Yeah, definitely make sure to get tested, Cinnamon. If you think you might have gotten it for something. Definitely make sure. Yeah, I've been really, really cautious with it. I haven't been, like, going out anywheres unless it's absolutely mandatory to do so. Like, absolutely, absolutely mandatory. Like, aside from food, I don't think I've gone out for anything in the last, like, 4 months. Especially since my state is one of the highest cases for the virus as well. Well, not one of the highest cases, but one of the highest increase in cases of any state. Mostly because masks aren't mandated here. They are completely optional. The governor just said a few days ago, or several days ago, for the first time that masks are good. Not even that they're mandatory or anything, just that they're good. To try to encourage people to actually wear them. It did not work much. Some businesses do have it where it's mandatory, but there's a lot of people not wearing them. Let's see what throw that down. And also, almost every type of business is open right now, too. Unless they chose not to. Okay, there we go. So, hello, Jason. Welcome. Tacetonians. That's a pretty good way to say it. That's an interesting way of putting it. Hey, where were we? Floor 22. Actually, what is our game plan for heroism and everything? So we have 3 fireballs in the hero. So we could fireball, do battle. Fireball, do battle. Fireball, do battle. Oh, but then we need the lucky. So I think we complete out this floor normally. Then we fireball, battle, fireball, fireball, heroism. And I need to fireball the lucky, not the unlock. You don't need to actually do the unlock when you do heroism. However, you do still need to take any other rooms of value. So I think that's the game plan. We complete out floor 22 normally. And then we pretty much spam fireballs and heroisms the rest of the way. Sounds like a game plan. So we're at battle 22-5, was it, right? Yes. Okay, so let's go do that then. We should be good. How sad am I about Wolfie, Tacet? What happened to Wolfie? What happened to Wolfie? I hope it's okay. He left the guild? Oh no! Wolfie quit the game. That's not uncommon. People come and go. That's unfortunate. Let's see, we'll throw that down for now. Hello, Lestat! Welcome! And hello, Bruno. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if some people would quit because of 5.0. I feel like almost every patch has caused some amount of people to quit. I think the highest amount of quit was actually when they did the visual change. They did this, I believe, end of 2018, if I'm not mistaken. They did a really big visual overhaul to the game. And I think it was the most amount of quits the game has ever had. I think it was about 20% of player base actually quit because of it. Because they overhauled the entire visual aspect of the game, other than like troop art and a few other things. But yeah, they overhauled a lot during that update, visually. A lot of people didn't care for the new style. Obviously, most people these days don't really even notice that it was even changed. Because most people just know it as this style and not the previous one. But I think that was the highest amount of quits a patch has ever had, was when they did the visual rework to the game. Okay, that's match. Dead. What are the best Guild War classes for defense and attack? For attack, it's normally Titan, Sun Spear, and that's almost the full list. Very situationally would you use something else, but it's mostly Titan, Sun Spear. For defend, it's mostly Orb Weaver, Frost Mage, and Sentinel. However, there are several that can be used if you want to throw people off. Like on one day, I use a Max Assassin because a lot of people aren't expecting it. And then if they get tripped up by it, you like auto win. So there are a few curveball classes that you can kind of throw on defense to catch people off guard. Obviously, you can't really catch people off guard when you're offensively doing battles because it's AI. So it doesn't matter if you catch it off guard; it's gonna react the same way. But you can do that on defense, so there's quite a bit of wider range you can do. However, Orb Weaver, and especially Frost Mage, like you could literally just Frost Mage every single day, and you'd be perfectly fine. Level 70 Frost Mage is the most important hero class to have for Guild War defense. With level 100 Titan probably being the most important thing for offensive, which a lot of people have anyways because it's useful for like literally everything. What are the details for 5.0? You're hoping it's coming next week? Yes, it should be coming next Tuesday at around 7, 8, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or so. What's public knowledge? We've gone over pretty much everything with it. But in short, they're adding campaigns. These are going to be seasonal events that last for 10 weeks that basically bring in a bunch of rewards. However, all these rewards are money locked. You do still get stats through going through it. So basically, you'll have 16 tasks every single week. These carry over from week to week if you haven't done them the previous week. And every 100, which is the whole week's worth of tasks, will end up giving you some extra stats. And you also get a bunch of various rewards. However, all the unique rewards are locked behind money at minimum $10 per season, which comes out to basically $1 a week. And you would need to do that in order to actually get all these unique rewards. It is still possible to get them after the fact. However, some of them won't come until about a month after, and some of them, like the titles, might not come until the normal few months after. But there will be several unique things that you basically get as you go through, only if you spend money, whereas the rest of them just come in at a later time otherwise. And that's the main thing that people are upset about. And yeah, that's a little bit different than how they had it set up for the beta, too. It wasn't how it was initially going to be set up, and then it was. So a little bit of a weird thing there. They did end up getting rid of the extra bonus effects, though. I mentioned suffixes and affixes being added to the extra stats. However, those were removed for balance reasons because, gosh, were they unbalanced. And instead replaced with a different amount of rebalance on the amount of stats. The other big controversy that's in the next patch is there's an elite pass. There's basically 3 passes. The free one, which basically just give you the stats, which are still good because you use them for guild wars and delves. Then there's the $10 pass, which basically comes out to $1 per week, which gives you all those unique rewards as long as you actually do all of the tasks and everything, which most active players would do, especially if they're spending the money to buy the pass. And the third pass is probably the most controversial. It's $25, and that is what comes out to $2.50 per week. And that basically allows you to gain 20 additional stars per week, as well as a few other loot, like it gives you a major purple and something else. But the main thing that is bad about this is it allows you to get some of the unique drops a whole week early. From week 5 to 9, you will be able to get every single one of the rewards one whole week earlier than normal. So this will allow you to have the Mythic a whole week early. You would be able to have some of the Epic Troops maxed before a whole week early, the Legendary a whole week early. A few of the drops you'd be able to get basically a whole week early, which yeah, that might unbalance some things like Guild Wars and stuff like that if they're really meta. Not to mention, compared to free-to-play and paying players, there will now be a gap with Guild Wars as far as mythics and other things that drop throughout this, because basically anyone who pays the money to have it will have, not only can you have it a week earlier by spending a $15 additional for 25 total compared to the $10 pack thingy, but you would also be able to have it at minimum a month, if not months earlier, like mythics and stuff, because of the Elite Pass Plus. I mean, because of any of the 2 passes compared to free. Because you'd be able to get the Mythic, whereas it wouldn't be in the drop table till later, and the person might not have enough resources, and stuff like that. But overall, it's a bit of a weird setup, to say the least. But, yeah. That's basically a rundown of it. But the main thing that it adds is additional stats, if nothing else, especially if you're playing for free, which does allow you to easier do delves, which will save you from potentially having to spend thousands of gems on delves. It's not going to auto-win you level 500 pure faction delves, but it does assist you quite a good deal. Gives you a lot of HP, gives you a little bit of extra magic attack, stuff like that. All right, let's start killing out these floors. What room did I need here? We need floor number 4. And that was it, right? Yeah, we do a 4. We throw a fireball at it. That should be the unlock. And we move on. Do I think spending money on it is worth it? The $10 one, yes. The other one, no. But yes, basically the breakdown of the packs, I would say the $25 one is only worth it if your guild is trying to make rank 1 or 2 in tier 1 brackets tier 1 bracket guild wars. If your guild is not in that situation where it's trying for first or second place in bracket 1 guild wars, it is probably worthless to get the 25 pack thingy, because the only real benefit you're getting for the most part is getting some content a week earlier than other people would, and that would only really be beneficial in a guild war context. You'd also have slightly more stats for that instance in guild wars as well, which again would only be particularly useful in that guild war context. Other than that, the normal pass I feel like would be worth it to a good majority of players. It's only $1 a week, though it's still money compared to no money, but it would give you a lot of drops, even if you just count the Mythic from the end of it all. The Mythic is worth 4,000 diamonds, so you're basically converting $10 to 4,000 diamonds, which relative to, like, let's say the Sunday pack, where you spend $5 to get 150 diamonds, that is quite a difference. Spending $10, basically double that, to get more than 10 times that many. So that's a lot. And that's just one reward, that's not even counting everything else. So from a rewards perspective in that way, it's kind of worth it. Also, I just realized we only have 1 battle left. This is problematic. Wait, no it isn't. Never mind. I only need exactly 1 battle, because this is the final battle right here. I fireballed a 2. Yeah, this is our final battle right here. Here's the final boss of our delve, because we're actually completed after this. So we do this. This gives us fireball. This gives us unlock, with this unlock, we now go fight this, and this is our final battle, because we actually don't have to do the battle in 25 because of heroism. Okay, final battle time. Let's not lose. Gotta use that scroll strategy. We'll throw that down for now in case we can get a one-shot on him out of nowhere. That works. I'll take it that way just so we re-barrier. Actually, I'm not even sure if he hit us, but just in case. Let's see, we'll throw that down. It's a habit to always re-barrier. Never know. I don't believe that's enough damage, is it? Let me just go for the explosion. He'll poke us on barrier. We'll throw that down and that'll kill him, or not. Problem. He's about to kill us. I have to board clear. Oh no. Okay, we can Zug off that. We can actually lose this if we're not careful. We can lose this now. Getting a Zug off isn't even like an auto kill either, because it's a Doom. Let's just keep poking it. Very weak damage, but let's keep poking it. Nothing else. Zugoff's gonna have like 100 attack by the end of this. We're gonna wait till this thing dies and then just Zugoff it, I guess. Watch Zugoff miss in that instance. Oh no, when this thing's really low within one-shot range, which actually is now, I should probably go for it. Okay, good. We got a poke. He gets a poke back. We got a bigger poke though, and this is gonna be tight actually. He could win. Oh good, he didn't go for the skull for whatever reason. It's very beneficial for us. We could take that skull. Okay, one more skull does it. Come on. One skull, one skull. There we go. Wow, that was actually closer than it needed to be. Hero died a bit too early. But there we go. Okay, that's the final battle. We are now completed. It might look like we have 0 battles, but we actually already won, because all we have to do now is hit the lucky, which is on 2. So we put the fireball on the lucky, because heroisming right now would make it so we don't get that luck scroll, which is worth 2 dooms. So we'll take the luck, and then we fireball. Then we heroism, and boom, we're now completed. And the reason we do this is for these dark scrolls, you get one of those colored scrolls every single time up to 25's completion. Anything beyond 25 does not give you a scroll, but 25 does. However, 26 and beyond doesn't. So there we go. We have now completed out the entirety of Tower of Doom with exactly 0, 0, 0. So we did that right on the dot. That was really tight. It was literally, if we would have lost that battle, we would not have been able to do it today. But there we go. Perfect. So we're able to get it done in 3 days. But yeah, Tower of Doom normally takes about 3 or 4 days if you do, if you have a scouted guild and you have tier 3 or 4. I mean, if you have tier 4, I mean. You can normally get it done by Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday you need like almost perfect luck for though and no scouting. But the other day you could easily get it there as well if you had to scout a little bit. But yep, there we go. Wednesday completion on Tower of Doom. And now we are done. So we got all the rewards and we got up to 25th completion all the way to 26. Which means we've gotten every possible reward. The only other reward is trying for leaderboard. However, leaderboard is very lackluster. And there's pretty much no good reward at all. Yeah, even if you make first place, it costs more to make first place than what you even get for getting first place. I still never understand that leaderboard, to be honest. It doesn't make any sense at all. But anyways, so we got 2 other main things today. Don't forget, we got Imperial Deed as well as some red deeds on our adventure board. And the other big thing, of course, is the pet. So we'll go do the, we'll save the pet for last. Let's go do the quick kill on all of these. Then we'll go head to dungeons. Then we'll probably, oh wait, I can't hand out a code. Hold up. Wait, Salty! Salty! Do I need to remind her? Salty! Give me codes. I still don't have codes. I forgot. Because we weren't able to give out one last night, and we still weren't able to give out one tonight. Is she streaming on Wednesdays anymore? Is she streaming tonight in an hour? Does anyone know if she's streaming in an hour? I need to go spam her like a billion times. But does anyone know if she's still streaming tonight? Or did she, like, forever cancel Wednesday streams or something? But, let me know. Oh, what's your question, Barbara? Let me know. Codes now cost $10. No. Anyways, let's go use Phoenicia. Oh, unless you sent them to me on Discord. Let me double check Discord. Where's Discord? Where is the Discord? Let me go double check if she sent them there. 1 second. We might have codes. I highly doubt she would have sent them there, but sometimes she does. She has twice. Though every other time she sent them to the other location. Wait, let me go on Discord real quick and see. I don't think she would have, but you never know. Loading, loading, loading. Nope. No Salty. No Salty with codes. That is very unfortunate. Yeah, we don't have any codes at the moment. Unless she miraculously gives them to us within the next, like, 20, 30 minutes. Why wouldn't they talk about revamping Arena or Treasure Hunt? It was never going to be in this patch. We already knew this earlier. They mentioned if it's going to happen, it's going to be the end of this year. It is likely to be the second to last. It's going to be one of the last 3 patches of the year. Likely second to last or last patch. I feel like it'd be most likely on second to last. But it's going to be any time from like October to December is when the Arena Treasure Map rework will occur. Assuming they're even still going to do it this year. They said they would do a PvP rework by the end of last year and then never did. And they said by the end of this year they'll also get around to it. But it was never intended to be in this patch. At no point did they say it would be in this patch. Actually, they specifically said it wouldn't be in 5.0 even before they did the preview stream. But yeah, it's either in the third to last, second to last, or last patch of the year. Assuming they even do it this year. It is likely that they would. How they will rework it, we don't have the slightest clue. But they are both likely to be revamped. Also, they're both likely to be revamped in the same patch. However, they might separate them to 2 different patches, depending on how much work it takes for each. Actually, let's see. How many times have I reminded her? So, it has been 16 days, and I've reminded her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. I've reminded her 6 times in 16 days. That is how many times we reminded her. That's a lot of reminds. How would you like to see them revamped? Arena needs a second arena. That goes epic, legendary, and mythic. And ideally a way to actually obtain those troops with some kind of high amount of resources. The ones for the common, rare, and ultra rare are not worth it. However, if you could end up buying the epic, legend, or mythic that you end up using within like a bigger arena from there, that'd be a kind of interesting way of obtaining them compared to normal means. Obviously, it'd be extremely expensive to do so for something like the mythic, but it'd be an interesting way of obtaining them compared to how you normally obtain them. Aside from that, both need unique rewards. There is no reward unique to arena or unique to treasure hunt. If not necessarily unique, a way to gain an already obtaining reward that isn't really obtainable by too many other means. Both of them need something like that. Like maybe like deeds to one of them and forged scrolls to the other or something. But they need some kind of like semi-unique reward to actually make them worth going to. Otherwise, no one will ever go to them. Like even if they buff treasure hunt to actually be slightly more resources, I'm not sure that would be enough of a change to actually make people do treasure hunt. Which for some people isn't necessarily a bad thing. Because some people don't want to feel like they're forced to have to do treasure hunt, which might be one of the reasons why they haven't really revamped them too much. But, I don't know, I still feel like they need some kind of unique reward. Like, almost every game mode has either a unique reward or has, like, the best rate of it so much higher than everywhere else, where it's just the place you go. Like, for example, PvP basically has unique reward of ingots. There are a few that are obtained, like, at better rates, like legendary and mythic ingots, like from Underworld. But for the most part, as far as just generally gaining ingots, PvP has the best rate for that. And then you have things like Explore, which has tokens. You have Underworld, which has Chaos Shards, Legendary Ingots, and Mythic Ingots. You have Guild Wars, which has those unique Guild War troops. You have all these various events, which bring in those various troops, as well as just the decent orbs, which anything that gets orbs attached to it is good to do. And you have Vault Keys, bringing in all their own unique reward, as well as just Vault events in general, bringing in the same loot. And, I don't know, every single place seems to have, like, either unique rewards or the highest rate of a single kind of drop. And Treasure Hunt nor Arena does either of those two. They have no unique rewards, and they have... Well, I guess technically Treasure Hunt is the best way to get gems. However, it's a relatively slow rate if you count the cumulative gems of every other way that you gain gems within the game. Like, it's technically the highest rate per hour, but if you count all the ways that you passively get gems within the game, it tends to not be worth going out of your way to do Treasure Hunt just for some gems. Unless you just really need some gems in a quick, shorter period of time. Yes, but it's a really small amount. I don't believe any task requires you to play an absurd amount. And even if they did, playing something like 30 treasure hunts takes less than an hour. If the legendary task was like, hey, go do 30 of them. The only one that we saw during the preview thing was 2. You had to do 2 treasure maps in order to do one of the easiest tasks. 2 treasure maps literally take 2 minutes. It's not going to take that long. Like, I can show you what 2 treasure maps look like. It is not long at all. It is super, super quick, especially if you're deliberately just trying to end the map as quickly as possible. They do not take any amount of time at all. I think one of them was to get 60 on one of the treasure maps, so that could take a little bit longer. But something like do 2 treasure maps is not going to be that hard. Like, this is what doing 2 treasure maps looks like. Also, I'm taking extra turns because I want the better loot. So this is even longer than how normal trying to get through a treasure map would be. But I do want to get somewhat okay loot from it, so we will go do it normally. Or at least semi-normally. There is no such thing as normal anymore with treasure hunts. The ways that you play it are kind of weird to maximize loot. Because you literally just take the quickest move. Also trying to get extra turns. Though you can deliberately ignore extra turns and try to avoid them if you're trying to get it through it quicker. I'm trying to get some amount of loot here. Getting too many extra turns. Also, I almost, without even trying, just got a 60. I'm trying to end the map, and I got a 60. But there we go. We got 40. As you can see, you get like a gem, and the map's done. And this is what it looks like if you're deliberately trying to get it done as quickly as possible. So this is me deliberately trying to not take extra turns. This is how quick a map is if you don't take a single extra turn from it. Or at least try to avoid it as much as you can. So this is me deliberately taking no extra turns. This is how quick you can get a map done. If it told you to do like X amount of maps. There, we already got it done. That was with 0 extra turns. Obviously, you get really horrible loot for it, but if you're just looking to get it done, that's all you have to do for that. The harder one will be trying to get to 60. Yes, 10 times 60 turns can be a little bit difficult. Mostly because 10 times 60 turns can actually take you about an hour. To get a 60 turn, you will need some amount of luck, as well as just being like somewhat okay at maps. But as long as you get like okay luck, you should be fine trying to get a 60. This is us trying to get a 60 right now. So I'll try playing it out in a way that we try for a 60. 60 can take you about 3 minutes, I want to say. So that task does definitely take a little bit longer. Oh, I could take it for 5 times. Whoops. So it does take a little bit longer. Okay, I'll move that for now. Trying for a silver down the middle. Didn't get it though. I'll just take that now. Also, treasure maps played quite a bit differently, but you are trying to set up for 5 times on the board. You kind of have to play the exact inverse how you would normally play, in that you're basically deliberately trying to give the enemy, which is yourself, a 5 times, which is the exact opposite of what you are normally trying to do, in which case you never want to give the enemy a 5 times. But you play basically exact inverse when you're doing treasure maps, compared to how you would normally play the game. Yeah, it looks like we might not even get a 90 here. It's definitely possible. Not to. I mean, a 60, I mean. But yeah, 60 can take a lot of tries. Keep in mind, you can re-roll it, though, with gems. If you find one that's just really, really annoying to do, that you don't want to do. The first one's 50, the other one's 100, and then it's 150. And depending on if you really don't want to do treasure maps, you can theoretically re-roll it like that. You can get it out of the way. Okay, so we're at 39 right now. So we're almost at our goal. We need to have a 60 total thing. So if we can get to that point, we're in the clear. If both of those numbers add up to 60, we have already gotten it, even if we take whatever as our move. Let's see, which I believe we're almost at right now. We're really close. I need to get 3 more extra turns somewhere in all this mess. There's 1 of them. There's 2 of them. Okay, so as you can see, that's what a 60 map looks like. And now if we just wanted to end it, we can end it. However, we might as well just play the rest of the map out since we already started. But this is what a 60 map looks like. And that took us like, what, 3 minutes? Because we can just force end it out right now if we wanted to. If we were just looking to get a 60 done. But it's pretty much what you have to do for it. It's not guaranteed that you would always get a 60 when trying for a 60. But I would say it would take about a half an hour to an hour. I'm not sure what rarity it was on. I would hope it would be on Legendary because that is a little bit more of a time-consuming task. That'd be really bad if it was on Epic. If it was on Epic, I would say just re-roll it. But if it was on Legendary, I don't think it would be too bad just to do it. But if it was on the middle one, then yeah, definitely just re-roll it then. Does anyone recall what slot it was on? The task? To do 10 60s? Okay, and I believe that is match. We just take that. And, oh, we got an extra turn from it. And we'll just take that then. And that's match. And that took us like, what, 4 minutes, I want to say? 3-4 minutes. And there's our loots. But that would count as 1 to 60s. Also, if I'm not mistaken, that actually counts for seals as well, doesn't it? If you haven't done your seals for the week. It counts as, yeah, if you do a 60 plus turn treasure map, you get 20 seals. I'm sure it was like 30 seals or something. There we go. Assuming you haven't done your seals yet for the week. Anyways, where was I? I completed out dungeons. Oh yeah, I was going to hand out a code, but Salty didn't give me any. So off to the spider. That was exactly when I was going to hand out a code, but we can't, unfortunately. Okay, it was on a silver. No, the bronze one was due to treasure maps, I do recall. The silver one, yeah, so you can skip it with 100 gems. I feel like most people would. I would probably play it out because it would give us a reason to go do treasure hunt. It would also give us a reason to explain how to do it in treasure hunt and do basically what we just did, just with a little bit more explanation. But, yeah, it's definitely a weird one. But yeah, if it's only 100 to re-roll it, it's probably worth re-rolling it to most people. Do it again with a stopwatch. Well, I can double check. I can actually tell you exactly how long it took by looking at when we started it in the stream. So was this when we were trying for the really long one? I believe it was based on our amount of turns. Yes. Okay. So let me see when we started at. It took us... let's see. If that's the timestamp. It took us a little under 4 minutes. Actually, it took us 3 minutes. My bad. It took us 3 minutes to do it. That's not that bad. However, it's not consistent that you would always get it within that time or within every single time you try. But that one try that we did was within about 3 minutes and something seconds. I think it was like about 3:10. A little bit hard to see it on the playback, the exact amount of time. After the fact, it'd be pretty easy to see the exact amount of time. But while it's still streaming, it has a weird like time breakdown. But yeah, it looked like it was 3 minutes, 10 seconds or so. Which means realistically, it could take about an hour then, because you're not going to get it every try. It would take about an hour of treasure maps to get 10 60s. Possibly more, depending on how decent you can be at it. But I would say it's about an hour or so. Give or take 20 minutes. Most likely take, because it'd probably be slightly higher in most situations. Unless you get some really lucky boards. What's kind of funny is you could attempt it some, find that it's not working, and then after you spent like 10, 20 minutes finding that you can't get a 60, you would have gotten some gems during that time. So you could use your gems from treasure hunts to skip doing treasure hunts, which is kind of funny. If you're finding it's not working out. As you saw, we got 3 gems from that. The breakdown for gems per hour for treasure hunt is about 1 per minute. So 60 per hour. So you're getting some amount of gems that you could technically use just to skip over it as you're doing it. I keep forgetting. These later battles, you actually want to hold Leprechaun. If you because you need the second cast. It's quicker to save it. So like right here, we ideally want to not cast Leprechaun and use it for her second cast. Not with this bad of a board though. I'm gonna have to explode. Too bad of a board not to. Oh look good, we got Leprechaun back from it at least. I should have taken that purple. And a smash. Oh, he almost didn't die. Luckily, he got burned from Phoenicia's like 50% chance to burn every turn on a random enemy, which is almost completely irrelevant. But hey, you got through that time, and hey, we got 2 spiders. Nice. Now let's go and upgrade the spider. Spider, where's the spider? Let's go to upgradable. Oh no, I'll find it manually. Let's find the spider. Where is it? Okay, maybe I should have checked upgradable. Where'd it go? Spider, where are you hiding? We know you're in here. We just got you. Okay, it's gonna bother me now. I want to find it, but there it is. Okay, let's go upgrade this guy. So, you notice earlier we had 1 attack and 1 magic. Now you'll notice it's 2 attack and 2 magic. And let's go equip it, because we can. There we go, cute little spider. Okay, let's see. What am I looking for? Okay, so if we go over this Orb Weaver team again, you'll notice with our bonuses, we now have a pet there. Before you saw there was no pet, and now there's a pet. And now instead of +1/+1, we have +2/+2. And this is kind of relevant because this applies to every single one of Life and Death teams. Because whenever you're using Orb Weaver with Arachnian Weaver, you now have 1 whole additional attack and 1 whole additional magic. And this can actually be 3/3 if you were to ever eventually get this pet maxed. Which I highly doubt most people would bother spending like 1,000-something gems just to get this maxed. However, there's probably some small amount of people that were like, oh, I need to go get the spider max so we can go have it for like Guild War Defense for that extra magic and attack. There's some amount of people that did that, especially if you had maxed out, because this bonus can actually be higher if you had Zhul'kari all the way max. Or never mind, Zhul'kari is all the way max right now. Never mind, that is the highest that it goes. My bad. So that is max. Never mind. So yeah, but you can still have +3 attack, +3 magic if you were to have this upgraded to legendary. Because I believe at legendary you actually have it, it scales upwards to, it rounds up. So it's actually going to go 3/3 rather than 2/2 if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, so there's this little guy. He's not going to make that big of a difference. However, this is the most relevant thing it'll be used for, is for 1 additional attack and magic onto this team right here in similar compositions. With the Arachnine Weaver Life and Death combo. Also, gosh, both of them have 20% this week. Luckily, you won't really be seeing it much since it's not a Guild War week. But that would have been funny if that was a Guild War week. That team would have been even more annoying than normal. It still is right now. However, you don't really have to worry about it. So definitely a good week to not do PvP. That or skip over every Life and Death team you see. Because there's a full 20% bonus, like half the team this week. But anyways, that's all the dailies we need to go do. So let's go and I guess do a little bit of explore. And switch over to our team and let's go find some 20%. Go get ourselves some tokens. Still need to get a lot of tokens. That hasn't changed. And that won't be changing anytime soon. Still going to be part of one of the main grinds in the game is to try to get more tokens over time. And we'll just go use our normal team for now. Keep it simple. Check Discord again. Maybe I'll check every location. Nope, there's nothing there other than Simpleman messaging me with something. And where is Gems of War Forum? Where's the Gems of War Forum? Where are you hiding on me? Nope, no message on either location. So she has yet to contact me anywheres. No reply. And dead. There we go. One down, many to go. And after the stream, I'll forget. I'll go remember to go message you about whatever it is. Yeah, I don't use Discord that often. Okay, what do we need? Let's go throw down Flamer Fur. Let's just realize we got a Doom. That's not good. Because now we need to kill it out manually with a billion skulls. Feels like we're playing Tower of Doom all over again. It looks like we're not done with Tower of Doom. What's kind of funny, this is actually a pure purple team as well, what we're using right now. Actually, it's the exact same team we use, except with Flamer Fur here, rather than Mang. In a slightly different order. And let's match. Hello, Queen D. Welcome. She's ignoring us. She acknowledged it on Monday, as well as someone else who didn't get codes for forever now, who also messaged her. So I'm not the only one not getting them. She's just not doing it for whatever reason. I forgot that thing is score reduction. I believe it's 40% at you too. Isabel, you want to come and see the dress? I actually have all the unique drops from it now, except for 3 DIYs and 2 of the footwear, which I forget what it's called. But I'm only missing 5 items from the mermaid set now. If I ever get a repeat of the dress, I'll let you know. In Animal Crossing. Also, I have a bunch of hybrid flowers you could take as well. We can either do that on Saturday or on some point. I'm not sure. I'll probably be on tonight if you want to do it later tonight. What do I say? We'll take that for now. You got the fishy dress. I don't know. I kind of like the fishy dress. I like the shimmering scales that it has. Honestly, I'd probably wear the fishy dress more than I would wear the other one. Well, I'll probably wear neither. It's because neither of them really work on a male. But they look really cool. I might actually gift them to some of my villagers if I get spears. Other than the one that I'll trade with you. If I happen to get one. But it seems like something I would actually give to my villagers. Just make sure not to accidentally give them any other clothing ever again. Otherwise it overwrites it. Let's see. We'll throw that down for now. Yeah, if I ever get a spare, I would trade you the dress for a few pearls. There's 2 different color variants of it. Let's see. We'll take... we don't have a kill right here. I'm just going to go for the kill off of Zhul'kari then. Just do it that way and then let's match. Hello, Robert. Welcome. Okay. Oh, I'm looking for here. Let's go grab this. Is that Gems of War customization? They need to add more customization to this game. They always don't because they say it's like not worth the time relative to money. Because no one ever buys their overpriced cosmetics. But if nothing else, they could add them to the pass system that they're adding now. Like, it'd be a lot less controversial than adding a Mythic. If they added some customizations to the thing. Like things that are fully cosmetic. Could you give it a try on this team on Explore 12? Dwarven Gate, Rope Dart, Thrall, and Ubistet? Didn't we try that the other day? Pretty sure we did. But it ended up working out really decently. The only thing I'm not too huge a fan of is not having a proper mana accumulator. Well, I guess you have Thrall once you get it going. But, like, I mean, like a starting thing. Like, not an Empower like Leprechaun or anything. But the Gate does add for the protection so you don't die. Works out decently. Because it basically protects you against almost everything. Because it gives you enough tankiness that your first slot generally won't die. And it also gives barrier to everything else, making sure that they don't die. And it's match. There we go. Looks like we didn't take it for a second. It went so quick. Let's see. Making sure I didn't miss anything. But no worries, Simpleman. I'll check your message after. Because I want to check it now in case it's like really long read. I'll throw that down for now. I am a very slow reader. Oh no. Take that down for now. You have most of the power levels to 9 and 4 pure factions done. What would you work on next? Oh, you have most of the power levels to 9 and most the pure factions done. That's pretty nice. Your next objective would probably be... Well, you're key locked out of Mythics then, right? So it's probably the main thing you're missing. Finding ways to accumulate more gems would probably be your best bet. Or in keys in general. However, the only 2 ways of really doing that is donating more gold to your guild and just being in a guild that, you know, donates a lot of gold. And the other is doing treasure hunts, which a lot of people don't like doing. But Yeah, if the main thing you're missing is a bunch of key drops to move forward, you might need to grind them. Your best bet is the gold farm if you don't want to have to deal with treasure hunt. However, your other best bet is dealing with treasure hunts. But no, I'd probably say explore 12 because that gives you tokens along the way and stuff as well. And most people prefer doing that than treasure hunt spam. But yeah, doing explore 12 is probably your best bet with a gold farming team or in general. Either doing just 12 in general, which gives about like 250, 300,000 per hour gold, or do it with a gold farming team like double Cedric, Scout and Key with Egg Thief, and that gives around 400,000, 450,000 per hour. Depends on bonuses, which is slightly higher, but you get slightly less tokens. Because that'll give you two things. It'll give you a lot of tokens, and it'll give you a lot of gold. The gold will help you progress in your guild and everything else to help you get more keys, which will get you more mythics. And the tokens will help you upgrade stuff. So it's probably your next best bet. If the main thing you're locked out on is mythics. Because that will help you move closer to mythics. Getting into a more active guild would as well. Though I assume you might already like the guild that you're in. But if you don't, that's something else you could technically do, is try to find a better guild that has higher requirements. If you already like your guild, just donate more to your guild. And try to encourage others to do so as well. Yes, generally when you're on Thrall, you need +2 purple. Almost every Thrall team runs +2 purple. So they have +3 purple, so that one single purple gives him full mana. That tends to be the way he's ran more often than not. It's not always the case, but most of the time that's the way you run him, is with a +2, because he has a natural +1. So that means even if you don't surge, a single purple gives him full mana, which is really important. So should you open all your keys? If you're trying to get star levels, like star level 10, opening your keys when there's not an exclusive mythic would be a good idea. You wouldn't want to do it now because currently there's still an exclusive mythic right now. The mythic from last Friday is still exclusive for the rest of today as well as all of tomorrow. But after that point, yeah, you could consider it. If you're missing more than half the mythics in the game, it is worth just opening your keys when there's not an exclusive mythic. Beyond having half the mythics in the game, you would want to mostly only do it when there's an exclusive mythic. So for example, if you haven't already gotten this mythic and you have more than half the mythics in the game, then you'd probably want to open up keys to try to get it. However, if you're missing more than half the mythics, you normally would want to, unless it's a really good mythic like this one that you really just want to get. But if you're just doing it for completionist's sake, you normally want to open keys when you have less than half the mythics in the game when all the mythics are in the drop table, because it'll give you a wide range of things that you would be able to get. But once you start to finally have more than half, you almost always go for whatever the new mythic is, even if it's something that's not good, and especially if it's something good like this one. Mostly because the chance that you would get something that you already have is higher than getting something new. So you tend to mostly just go for all the new ones and get the other ones passively off of diamonds, and through just random luck if you happen to get them by other means, like during some events. Like, for example, Tower of Doom packs can give you a very small chance of getting a mythic. Like, you could have potentially have gotten a random purple mythic this week from it. Chance very low, but it is technically possible that it would have happened. Let's see, we'll take that for now. And then we'll kill out the other one. So why do I hear fireworks? You're like 4 days late. Should we do anything before the update? Since now we know what it is about. Not really. You can save some gems if you want to, but like literally the entirety of the game is about saving gems in case they add another gem sink on top of a gem sink on top of a gem sink. The only gem sink that's technically in next patch is you can skip tasks for 50, 100, or 150 gems depending on its rarity. However, this should very rarely, if ever, be done because of how high its cost is. I personally will probably not do it a single time. Unless it's an extremely time-consuming one I just don't want to deal with. But for the most part, I probably won't be doing them. I mean, I probably won't be gemming them, I mean. Plus, it'll give us something more to do on stream, if nothing else. Ideally, I want to have them all done by Wednesdays, though. Or at least all of them visible by Wednesday. So that I can go over what they're about. Hello, Defiance. Welcome. You mentioned the slim chance to get mythics from event shop. How are those chances public? No. Someone would have to data mine for them. And where that data mine info is, I don't know. Based on what I've seen, the chance of getting a mythic off of one of them is about the same chance of getting a mythic off of a level 5 seal key chest. The one right below max. Which I don't believe my guild is currently at. I think we might already be maxed. However, hopefully we don't have it maxed yet, because I can show you what I mean as far as its drop table. That should be perfect if it's not maxed. Let me see. Hopefully my guild does not have seals maxed. It's only Wednesday, so there's a good chance we might not. Let's see. What are we at for seals? No, we're maxed! Nope. But the drop rate that you have when you're around 20,000 seals, if you're currently at that right now, that is about the drop rate of getting a mythic from a thing. It's like around one of these two drop rates. Like the mythic chance on these two, one of the two, is about the chance that you would get a mythic randomly off of the those little pass thingies. What exactly that percent is, I'm not exactly sure, but it's very slim. It's like rarer than 1 in 1,000. Exact drop rate, I have not the slightest clue. People would have to data mine for it. But that's about the drop rate. Like the chance of getting a mythic on like a 20,000 is about the rate of getting a mythic off of a random drop from one of these events. I've gotten about a dozen or so over time, but they are pretty rare. But you do get several per week. Like for example, from doing the minimum of tier 4 this week to go get the weapon, you would have gotten 6, 12, 20. You would have gotten 20 random drops. Every single one of those 20 random drops could have been a purple mythic. Obviously, it is exceedingly unlikely that they would be, but it is technically possible that, yeah, there's no drop rates shown. But it is technically possible that any of those 20 that you would have gotten up to that point could have been a purple mythic. Very unlikely, but technically possible. Anyways, let's go do another explore. And finish out this one. According to the forum breakdown, it is better to not do the campaign if you're not going to buy a pass, because the resource cost is greater than the resource. That's... Wait, what? I'm not understanding what you said. It doesn't cost any resources, though. Unless you count a couple of keys that you have to throw occasionally. But you're still technically getting the drops out of them. The keys that you're forced to have to use. Because there are a couple tasks that force you to use keys. So that might be what they're talking about in that regard. But you're still getting the stat bonus out of it. And that alone is technically worth it. Because it allows you to do delves a bit easier. And it also makes it so you're not behind on stats for Guild Wars. Which isn't as important for most guilds. But the main purpose is for level 500 delves. If you're looking to try to get some level 500 delves for cheaper, that bonus can help you get an entire delve done on 500 without using potions. That will save you an effective 2,000 something gems, which is very, very worth it. Like exceedingly worth it. If you could save yourself a little over 2,000 gems by using the bonus from the artifact. One of your friends got 2 mythics from a single drop in Tower of Doom shop. Oh gosh. I've gotten one several times, like about a dozen times. I've never gotten a double off of one of them though. That is exceedingly rare. But yeah, there's the only cost associated to doing the campaigns is if it tells you to do treasure maps, you got to spend some treasure maps, but I don't think anyone minds spending some treasure maps in the sense that, you know, you have basically infinite of them. They sometimes force you to use keys. However, you are getting the drops out of the keys. However, to some endgame players, that could be considered a waste Because if it tells you to go use event keys when you don't need anything off the event key drop table, you're basically just wasting the event key. And that's it. Like, those are the only 2 times it ever tells you to technically burn a resource. I don't believe there's any other instance other than those 2. Though I'm not aware of every single task within what it can give you. But I'm not aware of anything other than treasure map 1, which no one will really mind spending a treasure map or 2, or, you know, from a cost perspective. And they might not want to do the treasure map, but from a cost perspective, it's basically 0. And the only other one would be keys then. Unless there's something else I was not aware of. Oh yeah, you're immune to burn, aren't you? I was wondering why you didn't die. After 2 skulls. She is immune to burn. You got 2 Gargantar from an event, not sure if you were lucky. Well, if you needed a copy of Gargantar, it was lucky. Am I going to spend the minimum amount every month? Yes. Mostly because I have to make content for the game. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't. But yeah, if the devs don't give me the Elite Pass for free, which you still hasn't answered me on because you haven't even given me a code either. But if they don't do that, then I'm just going to buy the bare minimum one. And then we'll just show it when everyone else gets it. Because if we had the Elite Pass Plus, which I am definitely not going to buy, unless you just give it to me, we would be able to show stuff a week early. So we'd be able to show the Mythic a week early, we'd be able to show Maxed Epic a week early, though we'd probably just show it off when it's first available, and a few other things a whole week early. Compared to the normal pass. So I probably should move the Zhul'kari up a slot like I did for the other event. Yeah, I believe you are allowed to wait it out. So if you're not sure you do want to do the pass, I am not 100% certain, but I am pretty sure you can wait pretty much all the way till the end and decide on like the last week or 2. It's like, oh, yeah, you know what? I actually do want the rewards. And then you just go buy it and then boom, you get them all. I'm pretty sure it works that way. That's the way that most passes work. Or if you do it all the way at the end, it still gives you all the rewards. As long as you've earned the points up to that point. This will probably be the last one we do, so if anyone else has any other questions, let me know. We'll throw that down. Get our destroy there. Flamer for that. And then Zhul'kari the other guy. I should probably should have Zhul'kari his last slot, actually. Not too big a deal, though. There we go. Can you gift the Elite Pass? I do not believe you can. I'm pretty sure you can't. Also, never mind. Let me go do one more delve. I thought that was enough to get a chest. I want one more chest drop. That didn't give us enough points. No, I'm pretty sure you can't, though. I'm not 100% certain on that. No, there are no changes to hero class next patch. We are likely to eventually get a hero class rework patch. However, that might not even happen this year, if even at all. But there is still within the... Oh, wait, this one isn't max? I just realized we're in Explorer 3 or something right now. That's weird. Yeah, I need to go up this one. I thought I did all of them already. Apparently not. How much I liked Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley was a lot of fun. It was a really good game. Animal Crossing is better, though. But for a small company, they definitely did really good with it. But Stardew Valley is a lot more like Harvest Moon than it is like Animal Crossing. Like, there's similar genre, but quite a bit different. Stardew Valley is definitely going for more of the Harvest Moon kind of feel. Whereas Animal Crossing is its own breed of game. It almost reminds me of Smash in that regard. Where it's kind of like its own category. Though now there's a lot of games that are starting to come out that are like Smash. Like Brawlhalla, like what's that really one popular one? Gosh, I forgot its name now. I actually completely forgot its name. There's like one really popular one that's actually like Smash now. It's by like a smaller company. Wow, why can I not remember it now? I forget its name. But there's one even more popular than Brawlhalla that's like a smaller side one that has like an esports scene around it. Why can I not remember what it's called? Oh well. Let's see, we'll kill that up. Get or destroy. No, it's not ARMS. It's something of Ether, if I'm not mistaken. Something of Ether. I forgot the first word in that. I believe is what it's called. That was gonna bother me until I figured that out. Let's see. I believe it's the most popular game that's like Smash that isn't Smash. That one game like Smash. I will literally Google that. Let's see. Brawlhalla, no. Rivals of Aether, there it is. Rivals of Aether, however you say that, I believe is the most popular game that is like Smash Ultimate. Has like a whole esports scenes and everything around it. But it's basically one of several games that basically came up. That basically, like, Smash was his like own genre, almost in a way, and then a bunch of games came up that like tried to mimic it, and that was, I believe, the most successful one that ever did try to do it. Will you let me pay for your first pass? If you want to. Yeah, if anyone wants to give donations towards passes, feel free to do so. Because there's a good chance the devs won't give it to me for free. So if anyone wants to donate to help me buy the pass, I will greatly appreciate it. And I get basically 100% of the donation link below, other than the PayPal transfer fee thingy thing. Which pretty much any transaction would have. Let's see. We'll take that down. Get or destroy. Thank you for that, Defiant. It's greatly appreciated. Let's see. We'll throw that down for now. Let's see. Yep, no problem, J-Dog. Yeah, we do have that join button below. I think we currently have 13 people joined. I need to go double check the full number thingy. YouTube does take a bigger cut out of that, though, compared to donations. YouTube takes 30% out of that. However, you do get the little emoticon and all of our other emotes and other things there. I wish I could also make it so it would disable ads for anyone who has it. However, there's no way for me to disable ads for people who did that. It's a feature that they said they would maybe eventually add for it, but have never done after like 2 or 3 years now. Which is weird. YouTube's always so laggy, or behind the curve. But, yeah, I will eventually enable that if that ever becomes a thing. So anyone who's joined in will have an automatic ad block as well, at least for our channel. But that's not currently something you can enable, which is kind of weird. Because you can do that for Twitch and stuff. You can't do it for YouTube, where people who are joined don't see ads on your channel. Let's see. We'll take that down. Oh yeah, we don't have the extra damage. I forgot because we don't have the thing up front. That's very unfortunate. All those movement troops. Oh no, my big mana generator. Now we got a weird Zugoff in first slot, which is not good. Because he's a little flimsy. After this many skulls, he's not as flimsy, I guess. Kind of want to get a full leprechaun here. Probably be the best way to get us full mana. But there's no way to do so. That sure helps, though. And it should be a match. There we go. A little bit of a weird battle. I'll take it, though. Oh, sorry. I missed one other question. Should you get your delves to 100, 150, or 200? All of them are correct. It really just depends on which one you want to go for. However, I would say 100 and 200 are the most useful. 100 actually it gives you... well, 100 and 200 both end up giving you an additional reward. 100 gives you a pet, and 200, I believe, gives you an upgrade to that pet a little bit later. So it's basically the difference of having a 2.25 and a 2.5 upgrade on the pet, if I'm not mistaken, is the difference between going for one or the other. But overall, it doesn't really matter too much as long as you're doing one of those three. Somewhere within that range. You want to, at minimum, do 100. Like, if you're not going for Pure Faction 500, you want to either do 100, 150, or 200. 100 you do as bare minimum. 150 you do if you don't feel like you're going to go do a 200. Also, it's pretty costly if you haven't already done it the first time around to try to get to 200. And 200 you only really do if you want that other little bit of extra bonus once you finally do go get the pet upgraded. Like when you finally have the pet, I believe it gives you a 2.5 bonus rather than a normal 2.25 that you would have otherwise. But all three of them are the correct answer. It really just depends which way you want to go about it. Because all of them are preliminary amount of seals that you get, or of ranking that you get, rather, prior to getting a 500. But yeah, bare minimum 100 Pure Faction you do want to have prior to 500. Anything above that really just depends on what you want to go for. There really is no wrong answer. Depends on what you feel like you can actually do with the team and what you actually want to aim for. Let's see. You're missing Penguin. Is that from Guild Wars? Yes, Penguin is from Guild Wars. It's from, it will roll around eventually from Guild Wars. We get Guild Wars once every 4 weeks. So it could take you about a month, 2, 3, before you see Penguin again. However, you will eventually see Penguin through Guild Wars. I normally don't pay attention to what on earth the pet reward is for, or the troop reward is these days for them, because I already have all the max. But yes, Penguin is indeed from Guild Wars. It's a random drop. You get one of either 6 different troops, and Penguin is one of them. But yeah, as long as you just participate in a Guild War, when Penguin is available, you will get a copy of Penguin. And the better you do in Guild Wars, where your bracket is and everything, the more copies of Penguin you will get. However, that is the only location you can get him is Guild Wars. What is a good Horde level for most delves? Depends what you're trying to do for it, but if you're trying to do Pure Faction, I would say either 150 with 50% or 200. However, you can do it with 100 if you go Potion Effects. So if you're going to be doing on a Tuesday event, which is pretty much how you do most of them these days, with Potion Effects, you can get away with 100. However, if you're trying to do it with no potions, I would advise 200 or 200 with 50% as your option. However, 150 with 50% is actually higher than 200 with no extra percent. Did you ever thought of in Animal Crossing that you, the character, are dead and your mother sends these sad letters to you because she doesn't get over it? No. However, it was technically possible to almost die in the very first game. If you ever like reset your thing on like someone else's town, you would have like these dead black eyes whenever you got back. There was a lot of things in the very first game to discourage people from resetting the game and kind of cheesing it and stuff like that. It was really, really funny. I honestly wish the most recent Animal Crossing had it, because it'd be funny to scare time travelers and stuff that way. Because while it was technically possible to time travel in the first game, like all of them have been, they greatly discouraged it in the very first game. However, every game subsequent to that, they didn't, for whatever reason. But yeah, they even had a whole character based around it, like Resetti, whenever you tried resetting the game. And you would have like dead black eyes whenever you got back from like trying to reset when you go to a different person's island. It was pretty funny if you like look up a video of it. Let's see, during an event or not, it's almost something like you would expect from like creepypasta or something, but it was actually something that was like legit in the game. It was pretty funny. During an event or not, I always do 300 Pure Factions. This gives you the legendary pet with a 2.75 bonus. Yes, you can also go down that route if you so choose. However, I find 300 for most people is a little bit too hard, unless you're running with potion effects already up to that point. But trying to do 300 with no potion effects can be pretty difficult to do. So some people opt to not go for it, just for the pet upgrade. However, yes, you can consider going for a 300 on them as your waiting period. But I feel like for the average person doing that might be a little bit too difficult, unless you have really high stats. It's generally is not that possible, and it could take multiple attempts. What is a... I already answered that one. Let's see. If you are past 200 and you do it on a Tuesday with a pure faction at 200, do you still get the bonus? If you are past 200 and you do it on Tuesday with a pure faction at 200, do you still get the bonus? What do you mean by that? Like if you do pure faction 200, basically it goes based on the highest you ever did pure faction. So if you've done pure faction at 0, then it doesn't matter what you do it at, you will get it. So if you currently have done pure faction at 250 and then you do it at 200, you won't get anything. But if you haven't done pure faction at 200 yet, you'll get it at 200 or whatever level you decide to end up doing it at. It doesn't matter what your current faction level is. Like your faction could be at 500 or 300 or 350. It doesn't matter what it's at. It matters what your pure faction is at. Like for example, if we go to Underworld right now, it'd be kind of hard to show because I have all of them maxed. But if we go just to one of these, it matters what this one is. It doesn't matter what any other value is. So these could be all completed at 500 or 400 or 300 or whatever. It just matters what the highest this one is. So if this is currently at 0, literally any pure faction will increase it. If you do it at 200 or raise to 200. If this is already at like 250 or 300 and you do it at 200, it will not change. It will simply just go to whatever the highest one you've ever done it at. But this is the only number that matters. You want to do this at a higher number than you currently have already done it at. And generally, those numbers tend to be 100, 150, 200, I guess occasionally 300, and 500 are the only real values that most people tend to go for the most part. Every other value, you don't necessarily need to keep spamming. Something you only bring out rarely. But, yeah, it only counts the highest one you ever did. However, it doesn't matter what your what your faction is currently at. It just matters what your pure faction highest ever is, and you doing a higher one than that previous one. Did I ever play a Witcher 3? No, I've never played any Witcher game. I have not played any Witcher game. But yeah, any other questions, anyone, before I head out for the night? Let me know. Otherwise, we'll be back tomorrow, same time as always, hour and a half prior to now tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tomorrow we got ourselves Orb Weaver, a different O, the Orb Weaver hero class. And also don't forget to go grab the pet. You will be able to get it into the future, however, you still want to get it now. It's a nice little carry bonus. Works good for an Orb Weaver team. So, yeah, definitely make sure to pick it up. Is City of Thieves our hard pure faction? That is next one in 5 days. It's the best place to farm. A lot of people deliberately keep it at level 20 in order to farm it forever. However, as far as its pure faction is concerned, it's about average. It's not the easiest. It's not the hardest. You have a troop that can scale up its stats a little bit. You have some skull spam as well, and you have some okay mana accumulation. So it's not too bad. You can definitely get the advantage over the enemy since you have first turn advantage. But it's definitely not the easiest. You also have no resummon. And just not having no resummon in general makes it slightly harder. But overall, it's a rather average faction as far as its difficulty. It's pretty much right dead center as far as pure faction difficulty. However, it is the best faction in the entire game to farm. But yeah, it is advised to keep City of Thieves forever at level 20 if you haven't, or if you still have it at 20. If your City of Thieves is still at 20, you should keep it at 20 forever, because it is substantially better than any other faction in the entire game to farm on a daily basis. Anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Again, we'll be back tomorrow, same time as always, and we'll be messing around with Orb Weaver, and we already finished out Tower of Doom. However, this Friday we got Bounty Hunter, so we'll go do the stream for that. Saturday morning, we'll also have the Animal Crossing fishing tournament. We'll be doing that with Isabel, assuming Isabel is still free for Saturday. And, yeah, we'll go from there. Anyways, catch you guys soon. Enjoy your week. Also, don't forget, tomorrow is the last day to go get the Mythic. Or at least get it off of Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest in an easy way. So if you're still looking for that Mythic, you still have all of tomorrow to go and do that. This troop, it doesn't have a timer thingy on it. However, it'll be lasting for 1 day and 5 hours more. Actually, this is a good timer for it. But yeah, 1 day and 5 hours more is when the Mythic will be out of the drop table. So you have that long to go and get it. As soon as Bounty Hunter starts, the Mythic will end, even though it doesn't have a timer for whatever reason. I still have no clue why. But yeah, do make sure to do that if you're still looking for it. Got a full day left. So any keys that you get tomorrow, Glory Gem Guild or VIP chest, and you want to try for it if you still haven't gotten it, you still have 1 day to try to get it easily. Otherwise, your best bet is to try to save for 4,000 diamonds and get them in a couple months from now. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your week. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone. Also, I forgot to mention it before I end real quick. Defiant, thank you for the $12 donation. Greatly appreciated. And we'll be buying the battle pass with it. So thank you for that. I didn't end up reading that out, so I did want to mention that. But thank you so much for that, Defiant. Definitely helps out a lot. Thank you.